What is going on, guys? It's Modded Warfare here. Welcome back to another episode of PS4 jailbreak tutorials. We're now into the 10th episode. So in this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to install GTA 5 mod menus. And technically this applies to pretty much most other mod menus. Right now, there only is one menu for GTA 5 on 6.72 right now. I'm sure there'll be more. You know, 5.05 had lots of mod menus for GTA 5, plus also menus for, you know, debug and developer menus for The Last of Us and Uncharted series and stuff like that. So hopefully those will get ported over eventually for 6.72 as well. But, you know, GTA tends to be the game that most people want to run mod menus on. So that's what we're covering here in this video. Now, I'm not just going to show you how to load the mod menus online. I'm also going to show you guys how to load the mod menus offline. So if you're using an ESP8266 chip to host the exploit, or you're hosting the exploit locally on your computer or on your phone so that you're not connecting to the internet, then this video will also show you how to load the mod menus if you do have the exploit set up in any of those different ways. So first of all, the easiest way is the online method. So if we head on to the internet browser on our 6.72 PS4 and we go to this website right here, night-king.ir/672/, and we head to that website. So the first thing it's going to do is cache the payloads, of course, because it's better to load them from the cached version than the online version, because then it's more stable. But you don't have to load it offline. Only if you're experiencing lots of crashes, it's probably worthwhile doing. But anyway, the reason we're using this site is because this is the only exploit site that's actually hosting the payloads as of when I'm recording this video. But like I say, I will be showing you how to load them offline using other exploit hosts as well. So there's two options here. You can do auto or you can do manual. What auto will do is it will automatically enable the jailbreak. It will initialize the exploit when you open the site, which means that it's already enabled once you get all the different payloads to select. So when you select a payload, the exploit's already loaded, so it just has to load that payload, which is probably the better way to do it. Otherwise, you have to go through the manual way, which just gives you all the different payloads that you can load without initializing the jailbreak first, which means that you have to manually run hen or mira first and then run the payload, like the GTA menu that you want to run. So just for convenience sake, I would say go with auto. So we'll run auto here, and it is trying to load the jailbreak right now, which is probably some form of hen or mira potentially. Okay, and there we go. So it says jailbreak complete. So at this point, as long as it hasn't crashed, if it does crash or says failed, you'll have to reboot and try again. But then you can see that down here, we've got the different GTA mod menus. So the only menu that's available right now is this GTA 5 Arabic guy menu. So there's 1.00, which is obviously for the base version of GTA 5. And then there's 1.27, which is the version that 5.05 PS4s can run, like the maximum version that they can run. So a lot of people might still be on that one. And then they also have 1.32, which I assume is the maximum GTA 5 update you can run on 6.72. So I showed you guys how to install game updates for retail games in episode 5. And I showed you how to install fake package updates for your fake package games in episode 4. And these menus will work with both the retail copy of the game and a fake package version of the game. So you can check the cards in the top right hand corner to get access to those videos. So what we're going to do first of all is run the menu. So we're just going to run GTA 5 Arabic Guy 1.00 and wait for it to load. And then once it loads, you should get a notification. All right, there we go. Payload loaded. Now it says, please launch GTA 5. So at this point, you want to hit the PS button on your controller, not circle, and that will exit you out. And of course, it's very laggy when you do this on this particular website host. But once you get out, you can then go over to GTA 5 and launch the game. It's very important that you do not already have the game running. So make sure the game is not running. You want to launch the payload and then run the game, rather than having the game already running in the background and then launching the payload. The way the payload's meant to work is that it has to get everything set up. But you'll know it's working when you see the GTA 5 detected and then the setting up environment message. And then that means that everything is working. And once you get into the game here, you'll know it's working. You've got the F Rockstar Games showing up there on the screen, which hopefully there's a way to actually get rid of that, because that can get rather annoying if that's stuck on your screen the whole time. But to open the menu, you hit R1 and L1 at the same time, and then you can just scroll up and down using the D-pad, X to select, circle to go back, as you do. So that is quite simply the easiest way to get that menu up and running. So, but I hear some people saying, well, that's great, but what if I'm on an ESP8266 chip and I can't use that Night King exploit host, or I don't like using the Night King host because it's slow, or the jailbreak fails more for me when I try to load it using that exploit host, or I'm hosting the exploit on a phone locally or on my PC and I'm using Lethal's host or something like that. Those other exploit hosts don't have the GTA 5 payload. Don't worry, I got you. I got a way to get around that problem. So if we go ahead and restart my PS4 so we can reset everything. Okay, so what if you're hosting the exploit locally on your phone or on an ESP8266 chip and you want to use this menu? So the first thing we're going to do is get our PS4's IP address by going into the settings and scrolling down to system information, and you can see mine ends in 137.46. So the next thing we're going to do is head on over to the computer, and on the computer I have gone ahead and taken those payloads from that Night King exploit host and turned them into bin files, and I'll put a download link in the description to this GTA 5 Arabic guy menu.zip, which contains the 3 different versions of the menu for the different game versions as bin payloads that you can inject onto any other exploit host that you're using, even an offline one that you're using on the ESP8266 or one that you're hosting locally on your computer or phone. So what we can do is we can run netcat GUI, which will also be linked in the description, which is a payload injector. We're going to change the port number to 9021 and enter the IP address of your PlayStation 4 in the top box. Then take the payload you want to load, in my case the base version 1.00, and drag it into the payload file path. And then all you have to do is go onto the exploit host of your choice. So let's say we're using a local hosted one like Lethal's. So I've got Lethal's version 8, I guess, right here that I can host locally on my computer. So if we run this and we go to this website on our PS4, so we go onto the internet browser, and then I load that exploit that I'm hosting on my computer, which does not have that GTA 5 menu as an option in here. The first thing you have to do is load the actual jailbreak again, so make sure you run the exploit, so hen in this case. You have to make sure you load this first, because if you just inject the payload, the menu payload, before running hen or Mira, then it's not going to work, even if you have a retail copy of the game, so you can start GTA 5 without running Mira or hen. The payload will still not work. It will just cause a crash during the loading if you don't run hen or Mira first before running the GTA 5 payload. So now we've got that running, we can press circle to exit. You do want to exit and then go back in. Do not straight away go to load the bin loader. So close it, reopen it after you loaded the exploit. And then you can go to the bin loader, which is right here. Click that to run the bin loader. And then it says send payload to port 9021. So all you have to do now is head on back to your computer and click inject payload. And as you can see, boom, payload loaded by Night King. Please launch GTA 5. So I'll minimize, run GTA 5. And there we go. We were able to load that GTA 5 menu. EU GTA detected. We are good. So that is basically how you load the menu on something that's being hosted locally, on an exploit that's been hosted locally, instead of having to be online to access that Night King exploit host. So one other thing, let me show you how to do it on the ESP8266 chip as well, if you are using like the Codemaster exploit from one of those. Okay, so I'm connected to my ESP8266 exploit host right here. I think I still have maybe an older version of Codemaster's thing on there. You can see the IP address, 13.37. I think we can just go to the user guide and it should redirect us to the exploit page. Yep, there you go. Okay, so we've got our exploit host up here for our ESP8266 chip. So obviously what we're going to do is run hen first to do the actual jailbreak, which is required for the menu to work. Okay, and then it's done, and we can go back. Or I should have exited using the PS button, and then we'll go back on there again. Now that we've loaded the exploit successfully, and now we run the bin loader. Okay, so when it says waiting for clients on my computer here, because I'm connected to my ESP8266 chip on the PS4 and I'm only connected to my Wi-Fi router on my computer, I'm going to have to change the Wi-Fi settings and connect to my ESP8266 chip on my computer as well, so that my PS4 and my computer are connected to the same Wi-Fi network to allow me to send the payload. There we go. Now we're connected there. And of course, the IP address on my PS4 was 13.37.13.136, I think it was. So then we inject the payload. And it says launching payload right there. Payload loaded by Night King. Please launch GTA 5. So of course at this point we minimize the game, or the exploit, run GTA 5 again, and we should have the menu loaded. Yep, there you go. EU GTA 5 detected. Okay, but one other issue that can happen that I need to mention here is that do not run Mira unofficial with any GTA 5 menus, because if you run Mira unofficial first, then you run the menu payload and then you launch GTA 5, you will get an error message that says like failed to detect the GTA 5. Like it will fail to detect that you're running GTA, and you'll just get a black screen and nothing will happen. So you need to run either hen or regular Mira. So if you're on Al-Azif's exploit host that doesn't actually have hen on it for 6.72, then just run the regular Mira payload on its own, not Mira unofficial. Mira unofficial will not work with the GTA menus. So just be aware of that, or at least this menu. It might change in future. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's how you load a GTA 5 mod menu, both online and also, offline, using an ESP8266 chip or any other exploit host that you're hosting locally on your computer or phone, or just any other exploit host if you don't want to have to use that specific Night King exploit to load the GTA 5 menu. You can download the .bin files yourself and inject them using a bin loader on any of the other exploit hosts. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.